I'm going to show you how to clean a bathroom sink today. I am a crime scene cleaner, so I do know a thing or two about this. First things first is you're going to want to soak it in your heavy duty degreaser, and then use something like a green scour brush to scrub away all the dirt and grime from over the years. You're also going to want to use gloves to protect your hands from the chemicals, and it just makes it go by easier. Then using some water and some rags, you're going to want to wipe down all the surfaces that you lifted up. And here's the final result, nice and shiny. Now in the next video, I'm actually going to show you how to clean a toilet, so make sure to stay tuned for that. Lastly, if you haven't already, I would really appreciate it if you liked and subscribed to this channel. It means a lot. You know, it's actually been a hot minute since I posted a crawl space cleanout, so if you're not sure if you had claustrophobia, you probably will now. You pretty much have to be on your stomach or your back to get anywhere in there. So the reason we do crawl space cleanouts is because rodents will oftentimes poop or pee down there and sometimes even die. Like here was a huge pile of raccoon latrines that was definitely smelling up the entire house. So my job today is pretty much to take out all the contaminated vapor barrier and other organic debris and get it nice and clean. So I'm not gonna lie, these are one of my least favorite jobs to do, but at the end of the day, you really get to help someone in need. So once everything's taken out and all the rodent feces are gone, me and the bio boys take a quick break to enjoy the fruits of our labors. But then it's back to work to lay down the brand new vapor barrier. And here's the finished result, so I hope you guys like it. As a crime scene cleaner, I gotta show you the right way to clean a bathroom. Now, nobody actually died here, but we're the only type of company that will clean stuff like this. First step is to spray everything with your chemical and work your way in. Then you gotta use your scrapers to get the big heavy chunks out and then rags to finish off. And you also gotta be really patient. These things take a lot of time, especially if you wanna do it the right way. You're also gonna wanna make sure you're properly suited up and protected from any type of biohazards. Now at this point in the video, I actually sped it up to like 16 times speed. It took forever to scrape off some of that calcium buildup. But then you just gotta work around the toilet to make sure you get every last nook and cranny. It's super easy to miss things, so that's why you gotta be really detail oriented. Also, if you're trying to deep clean your toilet, I highly recommend using the scour brushes. They work amazing. But the outside of the toilet is actually the easy part for me. It's the inside of the toilet bowl where I get really anxious for some reason. I've actually always struggled with the mental aspect of cleaning the inside of the toilet bowl. It's like, I don't know, even though I'm gloved up, putting my hand inside the water just makes me feel so icky. But as soon as I get done with the final touch-ups, I now have a clean bathroom. So even though it was a rough day, I'm pretty happy with the way things turned out. You guys have been asking me this question for quite a while now, but so I clean up crime scenes for a living, right? And so that means I've seen the aftermath of a lot of suicides and homicides in the past few years. So obviously that carries a lot of emotional weight behind it, and you guys have been asking how I take care of my mental health through it all. So there's actually quite a number of things I do personally to help take care of that. And the most important of which is talking to people who listen and really care. And that's why I was super excited when Afterglow reached out to do a collaboration with me. Afterglow is basically a really positive... Do crime scene cleaners get paid well? Generally speaking, you do, especially if you own the business. But if you're an employee like me, you're gonna get paid just as much as any other restoration specialist. And that's totally fine. I really don't do this for the money. I really just enjoy helping people experiencing some of the most traumatic things of their entire lives. Plus, I get the opportunity to really make them smile by doing little extra things like dusting up their furniture, or even changing their fire alarms or air filters. It's little things like that that aren't really required, but make them feel so good at the end. Rodent urine cleanup is a really weird part about my job. Like usually I'm dealing with pretty serious biohazards like blood and feces, but every now and then we'll get a property like this that they're trying to sell. And obviously no one's gonna take it unless all the rodent piss is gone. But just when we think we're finished, we pull the oven out of the way to unveil this nasty mess. So please help. So this is what we found behind the oven of my previous video. It was just full of droppings from all sorts of animals. So I sprayed it with our disinfectant and then got to work scrubbing away at it. And I gotta tell you, it was an absolute battle to get some of that stuff up. I mean, look how much is coming up from just this one rag. Now, how this kitchen got this bad, I really don't know. My guess is that it's been vacant for several years and the property management company finally decided to hire someone. And this is what the finished result looked like. But we're definitely not done yet because we still got all the carpet to take up. As a crime scene cleaner, you're probably not surprised that I work in a hotel room pretty often. So the story behind today's cleanup was that someone got really sick and projectiled all over the bed and floor. And there was also a little bit of this stuff scattered all throughout. So the first step is to spray everything down and try to get these top chunks off, which was super difficult because it did not want to come off at first. So after we got some of the big chunks out of the way and the mattress gone, I went ahead and disinfected the entire bed frame. There wasn't exactly any contamination on the underside of the mattress, but it's better just to be safe than sorry. And so after that was over, I did a couple more touch-ups on the carpet just to try to get some of those stains out. The majority of my time though was spent trying to clean this carpet because these stains did not want to come off. But this is what the finished result looked like, so I hope you guys like it and stay tuned for the next video. Alright, today we're doing a massive rodent cleanup. Rats like to leave little presents for their owners, and so that's why we end up getting calls for this type of cleanup. And most pest control companies don't want to do the cleanup themselves because honestly, it's kind of gross, so. But the first step in this cleanup was to get rid of all the contaminated furniture and windows. So any porous material that could hold some of that contamination had to go. It's just usually not worth trying to save in many cases. But halfway through the job, I made a friend with Eric the Dragonfly. But then he got bored and he left me, so I was a little bit sad about that. But yeah, my job as a biohazard cleaner isn't the most exciting thing in the world some days. Like, all I'm doing is vacuuming up rodent droppings today, so not that interesting. But I learned that if you frame your perspective from a point of view that is helping people who are in need, it makes the work feel a lot more meaningful and actually enjoyable, so. Okay, but how does it get to that point? So I clean up hoarder homes for a living, and a lot of people keep asking how these homes even get to this point. And the short answer is because there is some type of traumatic event that happened early on in their life. Hoarding disorder is a real mental illness, and it's usually the result of the loss of a loved one or PTSD. So I know it's easy to judge people who live like this, but a lot of people are in this situation right now and really need help. So who knows, maybe as a community we can help destigmatize that and empower people to get the help they need. This is why we clean the carpets at work. It's just one of those extra steps that take a lot of time, but it's so worth it at the end of the day. So this was part of the carpet we were working on, and the first step was to make sure we vacuumed it up really well. And then I went ahead and used this carpet cleaner to really get in between the fibers here. I really like this part of the job because it's one of those extra bonuses we can give to our customers at the end of the day. Plus you get to see all the dirty water you pick up with the machine. But I'm serious when I tell you that. Have you ever wondered what the typical day in the life of a biohazard cleaner is? Well, most days are kind of like this, where I end up cleaning up after those who can't really take care of themselves. Funny suit, and I got to work right away. So the first step for this project was to go into the bathroom and clean up all the garbage and loose items. Getting that part knocked out first allows us to see what we need to clean in the toilet and the floors so that it's easier to disinfect. And sometimes I'll actually use this shovel, which makes it go by a lot quicker. But once we got all the trash taken care of, I went to the bathroom sink to start knocking that out. These guys can be pretty tough to clean, so sometimes I'll use my scraper here to loosen it all up, and then I'll go ahead and use my paper towels to wipe it all up and get a nice clean finish. So as I was taking care of that, my boy Evan was over here in the shower getting all that disinfected. As soon as we were done with that, I went over to the floor to start scrubbing that down. And I'm not allowed to tell you what exactly I'm cleaning here because TikTok will probably ban my account again. Let's just say it was a little bit of potting soil that spilled down here. But after a few hours, we were completely finished and we had a brand new clean bathroom again. But we're not done with today because we have this entire fridge to clean out, so that'll be in the next video. I love my job as a biohazard cleaner. At least I tell myself that on days like today. But for this video, I'm going to show you what I see pretty often when I'm on the clock. So this fridge was left unplugged for quite a few weeks with a bunch of food still left in it. And I'm not quite sure what those things were at the beginning. I think they were maggots? I really don't even know how those things come into existence in the first place, but if anyone in the comments knows, please do share. Now, a large part of my job is helping people who live in these type of conditions who just are incapable of helping themselves, really. And that's why I take a lot of pride in my work, because I get to be that person to step into their life and help them start fresh. That's why all the videos I post here on TikTok never shame or judge the people who live like this. We're all human beings, and I think we deserve love and respect no matter what kind of situation we come from. Alright, thanks for coming to my TED Talk, but now I'm just finishing up the freezer here and we're getting that last piece of meat out. But there's still quite a bit of work left to do, so make sure to follow for part 2, and I'll see you guys in the next video. So here's part 3 of this apartment clean out, and today I'm going to show you how we tackled this room. It's definitely not the worst thing we've ever seen, but we still decided to suit up in case there was anything in there we just didn't want to get on our clothes. So once we got the bed and all the loose items bagged up and taken out, we were left with just the carpet, which unfortunately had to go since it was pretty badly soiled. And this part's always kind of fun for me. You find a loose part of the carpet and you just gotta yank the whole thing out. And then I decided to take the carpet pad underneath it out as well because it also looked pretty badly soiled. So once that was done, we disinfected it with all our chems and we had a nice finished bedroom again. The only thing left was the carpet glue, and then we just staged the rest of the keep items in there. And so basically that just left the rest of these items here to be thrown out. So I'll show how we did that in the next video, and then I'll also share how we disinfected all the biohazards. But you guys were asking. As a crime scene cleaner, I'm always getting asked how much I get paid. And for some reason, you guys always think I get paid as much as doctors or lawyers. But unfortunately, that's just really far from the truth. I wish I got paid that much, but in reality, I only get paid 20 bucks an hour for this. So when I say I don't actually do it for the money, I'm being serious. I don't actually do it for the money. I really do just find a lot of joy and satisfaction in getting to help people with where they're at and letting them start new again. So I really am beyond grateful that I have this job in the first place and the fact that I get to share it with millions of people. This TikTok account is my first try at making social media content, so y'all have just been watching me figure it out. So if you guys want to watch me figure out YouTube and Instagram as well, feel free to follow me with the link in my bio. There's only a few people who follow me on those platforms, so if you comment, I'll probably respond to you. As of late though, I've been spending a lot of time on this new app. It's sort of like a For You page, but for the whole internet. So TikToks, tweets, memes, it's all kind of all in one place. It's a platform where content creators like myself to Silicon Valley executives share their favorite content that they're consuming. I have an account on there too, so you can go ahead and follow me to see all the cool, wholesome stuff that I'm seeing on the internet every day. The app is called Faves, and it's typically got a pretty long wait list, but I worked something out with the team so you can skip it all together. So go ahead and tap the link in my bio to download the app, and I'll see you guys there. Having a career as a crime scene cleaner is honestly one of the hardest things I've ever done. I'm just glad that my company also does hoarding and gross filth cleanup so I don't have to clean up blood every single day. Plus, these jobs provide me some PG content so I can post them on TikTok and share what my life is like with you guys. So it's been a crazy ride hitting 3 million followers, but I gotta say that yeah, I'll never choose this job. That's what most people say when I tell them what I do for work every day. And I really don't blame them. This job can really suck sometimes. Between the 100-degree hazmat suits you gotta wear and the stomach-churning scenes you gotta be at, it can just get really exhausting. What I love about this job though is the opportunity to love on people and give them a fresh start in life. It's something I think all people are deserving of, and it's so rad to see the tangible results of that work. But I still do say to myself, you should be friends with biohazard cleaners like me because they can help you get your security deposit back. So the story behind this is that I had a friend call me up this week saying that she was moving out. And let's just say this person's name was Holly. Well, Holly really wanted to get her security deposit back and needed a little bit more help getting the house cleaned up. And since I know a thing or two about cleaning, she thought it would be a pretty safe bet for it. But little did I know that I was going to need to use tools and chemicals from work to get the job done. So after using our heavy duty degreaser and some scrapers and rags, I had to finally change to some gloves because it was just a little nasty for my bare hands. But I do think it's super funny that my friends can always rely on me to help clean up their homes when they need it. But I do want to know down in the comments what you guys think. Do you enjoy cleaning, or does it feel too much like a chore to get anything done? I have been thinking about writing an ebook on best practices and tips for cleaning up the home. So please let me know in the comments if that's something that would be helpful for you guys. But finally, here are the finished results of this oddly satisfying stove cleanup. But honestly guys, trust me when I say that. Alright, we're gonna do a hoarding muck out today. These jobs are some of my favorite to do because you can see such a big difference from beginning to end. So jumping right into this project, the first thing we had to do was take out as much trash as we possibly could. Then I had to do my very best to make sure that it all fit in the box truck. So checking garbage bags like this was what I did for the majority of the day. But after we had just about filled the box truck, we had only this much left to go. We were super stoked with the amount of progress we made because it was honestly a little